Hey, you're watching Half Zip, the Lockpicking Welder, and on today's episode I've got a little haul for you here. Did another purchase from Sparrows. This is my second purchase from Sparrows, and actually, firstly, I just wanted to quickly go over my first purchase from Sparrows. This was actually my first purchase of anything related to lockpicking, right when I got into it about 2 weeks ago, I guess. It was a little bit different for the first one. Instead of getting a pre-made kit, I decided to kind of put together my own kit, so I'll just quickly go over what I got in that one. I started off with the Medusa, some really nice artwork on there. The Medusa is, I guess, a hybrid pick or a dual-purpose pick, if you will. On one side we've got kind of a snake rake, and on the other side it's kind of like a short hook. So this thing's great. Basically, you use it on the one side just to, rake a false set, and then you can pick the rest with the other side. The only problem I found with this is it's quite big, and it does have an issue with some tighter keyways, or if you've got some really low pins, it has an issue getting underneath them because of these, little protrusions at the bottom or top, depending on how you look at it. So that's the first one. Also, I put on here some heat shrink tubing, just to protect the artwork and to protect my fingers as well, because as a newbie, I spend quite a bit of time with these in my hands, so that was pretty good. The next one up, I got the Sandman. The Sandman, again, is a hybrid or dual-purpose pick, if you will. On one side, we've got what's similar to a dual peak, a double peak. On the other side, we've got a single peak. This you can use to rake, one single pick, and the other side just as you would with a double peak. You could even use it to single pin pick, but again, it's pretty big and it can be tough to get under pins. It's also got some really nice artwork on it. This is actually etched, whereas the Medusa is printed on, and kind of some of it rubbed off a little bit before I managed to get the heat shrink tubing on it, but what can you do? Next one up is called the Warlock. The Warlock is like a worm rake. This is definitely for raking locks open. You can use it on either side. It's also got some really nice artwork on it. This one is painted as well. And then I got the Octo Rake. I've been having a lot of fun with the Octo Rake. It's etched. It's got some really nice artwork on it. This is, it's really good. It's called the Octo Rake, but it's really more for rocking. You definitely use more of a rocking motion with this, and I've had a lot of luck getting locks open, or at least just getting to a false set using this as a rocker. And then I got myself a high reach hook, just in case there was any locks that needed to get in there a little more. These are all in 25 thousandths. This one has a handle on it, again, just for comfort. For those extended picking sessions, you want something a little bit more comfortable. From there, I got the bottom of the keyway tension set that you would get with the Kickstart kit. These are really nice. It's good enough for now. We've got 3 different thicknesses of each of them, or widths rather. So super helpful, really good stuff. And then some top of the keyway tension bars here. We've got these 3 dog ears. These are pretty much the same. They've got serrations, and they come in different thicknesses. And then we've got one without serrations. It can be used as bottom of the keyway tension if you like to. It's a decent thickness. I'm not sure exactly, but... And then we've got this squared off one with serrations on one side, used for top of the keyway tension, and then just a straight bar on the bottom end, which can be used as bottom of the keyway tension. And this one's actually quite thin and quite flexy, so it's a nice one, although I don't use it that often. And then lastly, I picked up the gut wrench, because I'm definitely going to be doing lots of gutting, definitely some picking and gutting videos coming up, so that's a good one there. Now on to the main thing, what I got in the recent haul. You can see it's all here laying on the table for you. I guess we'll just start from the bottom. I got the heavy bars. I was having an issue with some locks that the keyway was just a little bit wider, and even the thickest of the top of the keyway tension bars that I got just was a little bit too loose and was causing some issues. So these are 50 thousandths. We've got the dog ear with serrations on both sides. And we've got this squared off one. Again, both in 50 thousandths with the nice knurling on it, good grip, good feel. So those will definitely come in handy. Next up, I needed some other picks. I realized that with what I had, I was kind of restricted. Again, if we look at the Medusa here, while it can be used as a kind of a short hook or a standard hook, it's got these protrusions at the bottom which make it quite big, and it can be tough to get under pins. So that being said, I got myself two. Got myself the offset hybrid in the 25 thousandths with the handle, again for comfort, and then a standard hook, also in 25 thousandths, also with the handle. Again, just to mix it up. I kind of like both of them. We'll see which one I like better. And then I got a city rake. I bought a transparent lock, which I'm sure everyone's done. It came with some Chinese lockpicks, you know, not the greatest quality, but whatever, they were decent. One of them was a city rake, which I really enjoyed using. Didn't get to use it much because it broke pretty quickly. Those Chinese picks, while you can get lucky, I think for the most part they're pretty trash. They're super thin, they're not made of good material, and they just don't last long. So, city rake, that should be real good fun. And then for some of the tighter locks, I had a 72, an ABA 7240 coming, and I'd heard a lot that it's quite a tight keyway, and that the 25 thousandths pick may not be able to fit in there. So I picked up some 15 thousandths picks, a standard hook, and an offset hybrid. I think that should be good enough for what I'm using it for. These do not have handles, they're quite flexible, but from what I've seen and heard, they're very durable, and the flexiness, if that's a word even, can allow you to kind of, you know, finagle it or maneuver it inside tight keyways. So that's real good. That's going to be helpful. Next up, I got the Sparrows pinning tweezers. I'm sure everybody's seen pinning tweezers, so I don't need to really go too much into that. They look pretty good. Definitely going to be better than the regular pair of tweezers that I've been using. And it comes with a neat little case, which is kind of nice. It's got the Sparrows logo etched on it, as with most of their stuff. Quality's pretty good. We'll definitely have some fun with that. We'll be seeing that in future videos, definitely. Next up, this is just something I threw in case I needed. I wasn't sure if I would need these at all. These are shims, or core shims, to be specific. You can see there's some different lengths in here. I believe there's some different thicknesses as well. It comes with 25 of them. I got it for $6 Canadian. So I figured, just in case, might as well have them on hand. Next up, some super fun stuff here, and I'm really looking forward to trying both of these out. The first one up here is the munition pins, they call them, or on the packaging it said BLT pins, which I'm assuming meant bullet pins. Same thing, munition, bullets. If we can get this little case open here, which I really like, by the way. The case is really sweet. It'll be useful for holding things. If I can get this centered and maybe some focus. There we go. So you can see we've got various different pins here. I believe there's 5 in total. We've got some actual projectiles. We've got some casings. I think there's like a 9mm Makarov. There's some little airsoft pellets. There's some 12-gauge shells. All in all, it's going to be a variety of different things. We've got lots of serrations on these. We've got some, I mean, the shotgun shells are almost like a T-pin, if you will. These little projectile ones are tapered on either side, which will be interesting. We'll probably get some underset pins using those. I mean, even these little air gun pellets, I mean, it's like an angled spool with a serration in there. It's going to be real interesting to use these. There's a hell of a lot of detail in these as well. Really well made. Originally designed by Locknoob, so check him out. And yeah, these will be super fun to get into a lock. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll definitely have to make a video of sticking these into something cool. The next ones I got were the check pins. The check pins, again, this is a design by Lock Noob. You can check them out on YouTube. We've got a bunch of different things in here. There's 15 pins in all. We've got some serrated pins. We've got a bunch of just crazy looking things here. These will be lots of fun as well to get into a lock. Definitely challenging little pins, especially the serrated ones. Some of these will be super interesting. I'm curious if I can use some of those munition pins as well as key pins. So I think that would be, why not? Add a little bit more of a challenge, right? So they're really cool things, really well made. I'm really looking forward to trying those out. Next up, we've got this thing here, Q Pro Lock. This is the progressive lock kit. There's 4 locks in here. Each one is pinned differently. As you can see here, we've got 2, 3, 4, and 5. So pinned with 2 pins, 3 pins, 4 pins, all the way up to 5 pins. Now these are ready to be pinned up to 6 pins. All you got to do is take them apart and stick a bunch more pins in there. So let's open up a couple of these and see what they look like. If I can grab one here. Got number 5 here. So these are nice brass locks. They got nice weight to them. Definitely for the size of them, they're much heavier than I would have expected. We can see we've got the number 5 etched on there. We've got the Sparrows logo on the front of the key. Key is really nice. Nice little round thing, knurled, really comfortable to hold. We got the Sparrows logo on the side of the lock as well. Really nice shape to these. It'll be easier to put in a vise if you've got it. And the key, it's a little tight. Oh, the key's nice. There we go. It's pinned up not too bad. It moves nicely. These should be good. And then we've got the number 4 here. So this one is pinned up with 4 pins. Again, it can be pinned to 6 if you take the other pins out. Again, we've got the number 4 etched on there. Sparrows logo all over the place. Great logo. Let's check out the key on this one. That's a decent pinning, and you'll notice that even though this is a number 4 and it's got 4 pins in it, the key is already cut for 5 pins, so you can just throw an extra pin in there and you've got, you know, an easy 5 pin. So that's number 4. Just put that there. Here's the third one, number 3. This one is obviously pinned up with 3 pins. Again, the same thing. We've got the number 3 etched there. We've got the Sparrows logo all over. Really, these keys are really nice, by the way. I'd love to have a house key like that or something. Super comfortable to hold in your hand. Nice movement on them. Not too bad bitting. Should be interesting. That's number 3. And then we got number 2 here. Last one. 2 pins. Should be pretty simple, I hope. If not, I guess we'll have some issues. Again, we've got number 2 on there. Sparrows logo all over the place. Really nice key. Yeah, this one's cut not too bad. I mean, they're nothing too crazy, but it should be fun, especially when getting those check pins or the munitions pins in there. And again, even though that this is number 2 and it's only got 2 pins in it right now, you can see that the key is cut for 5. So that's pretty sweet. So that is the progressive lock kit, which I definitely recommend. Super useful. You can do a lot with it, especially once you get the next thing that I've got here. So this is the reload kit. Let me just move some of this stuff out of the way real quick. Just make some room here. So this is the reload kit, and this is actually a little bit smaller than I was expecting. Let me just get this box open if I can. There we go. A little rough with it. I don't need to be friendly with this box. I'm not keeping it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ooh, it comes with a very nice aluminum case here. Sparrows logo. Let's crack her open and see what we got inside. Right away we've got a bunch of springs. A bunch of different springs, actually. So we got some steel springs here, and these look like maybe brass springs. of varying sizes. Oh, these are pins for the back of the lock for the retaining pin. So that's that little guy right there. So if you lose it or something, then you've got extra springs and extra pins for those locks. So that's super helpful. Hopefully we won't need those, but you never know. Oh, more check pins. Look at that. I've got tons of check pins now, so that's pretty sweet. We went through those, so I'll just add that over there. Here we've got a bunch more security pins. We've got some spools, we've got some serrated, and I believe there should be some mushroom pins. Yeah, there's a mushroom pin right there. And then a couple standard pins as well. So definitely a bunch of stuff in here. That's super useful. I'll put that there. And now here are the keys. So with the repin kit, it's meant to be repinning these guys. This is the black key. This will repin one of these up to 6 pins. So you've got all your 6 key pins. The bitting on it, it's fairly flat, nothing too challenging. I guess this is supposed to be your first intro to a 6-pin lock, so I guess they didn't want to make it too challenging. And I guess again, it's for the progressive lock kit, so that's that. The green one here, we've got, get those pins out of the way. This is the green one. This is a high-low high, which should be fun, nice and challenging. We'll get that in one of those. We'll probably get these in here pretty quick, and I'll definitely do a video on that, because I don't see 2 or 3 or even 4 being much of a challenge, at least not for long. We've got the red key here. This is a low, high, low, so that should be fun. It's always got to watch out for oversetting these end pins here when you've got some, or sorry, the first 1 and 2 when you're trying to set 3. So that'll be fun. And then the blue key. The blue key here, which from what I hear, a lot of people don't really understand the blue key. The blue key is called the big raker, something like that. It's essentially meant to be raked. You know, it's a fairly flat profile. We've got some higher key pins in the back, and it kind of tapers off. I know some people have said it's like a low to high, but it's for raking. It's for raking, rocking, just to give you a good, you know, kind of practice with using that. So those are the 4 keys. It also comes with a little follower here, plastic. These are actually meant specifically for the progressive locks. We've got this little bit on the end to actually open the back part of the lock there to get the core out. So that's good. I don't have one, I don't believe, that is this thin. So that's nice. And then the big thing, this is what I was really waiting for, because I don't know, this will be great to have, is the Sparrows little mini pinning mats, which we'll definitely get lots of use out of in future videos. So look at that, that's great. I figured, you know, I saw the big one, and while it's really nice and all, I didn't really see myself gutting more than 1 lock at a time, at least not anytime soon. So this is perfect. This is a perfect size, you know, 1 to lay out your pins, 1 for all your other parts and that. So I think this is perfect. It comes in a great little case. The tweezers actually do fit in there. So that's nice. I can throw my whole kit in here, all the pins and everything like that, and have a nice little, quite small actually, little travel case. I guess that's another thing. If you've already got a big mat, but you want something that you can travel with, these things are great. They're tiny little things. They stack nicely. Everything fits in the case. So that's great. We'll definitely have to do, we'll definitely be seeing those in a video soon. So anyway, this has definitely become a very long video. I see we're reaching 20 minutes now, but I'm going to wrap it up now. This has been probably the longest video we will see, hopefully. But anyways, yeah, this is a Sparrows haul. progressive lock kit, repinning kit, a bunch of other stuff thrown in there. So again, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.